content creation for business growth. So this training is going to be about social media, content in general, and just to give you kind of a new process and to be more productive and brainstorm and just get great content for your business. So just a little intro. My name is Leah Klosterman, and I just want to share you a little bit about myself before we begin. I'm the marketing specialist at ECDI, and I've been on the team since 2020, so started during COVID. And on the side, I enjoy doing photography and just creating content in general. So I manage over 10 social media platforms, and trust me, I get that overwhelming feeling when it comes to content creation. And time is gold, especially for small businesses. So that's why I'm excited to share some strategies to save you time, crank up your creativity, and keep you one step ahead. So to go into the agenda, we'll be talking about brainstorming content, content calendars, the tools you need to check out, video marketing, social media schedulers, and also just even more time-saving tricks. So we'll wrap it up with a bit of Q&A time at the end, so feel free to fire away any of your questions in the chat. All right, so I bet many of you are a one-person team or just a very small team, juggling your social media on top of all other business tasks that you do. So the good news is that there actually are plenty of ways to create great content without spending a lot of time or money. So let's get into it. What is content marketing? If you don't know what content marketing is, content marketing focuses on the creation and distribution of valuable, relevant, and consistent content to bring in and retain the target audiences by building a strong relationship with them. And then before we jump into all the good stuff, let's take a moment to think strategically. The trick isn't to spend all day scrolling through trends or looking at what everyone else is doing. That's too overwhelming. The real trick is about envisioning and gathering a ton of ideas tailored to your target market and your business goals, which is why every single business is unique. So instead of copying your competition, let's create content that speaks volumes to your specific niche, stuff that's relevant, interesting, relatable, or even funny. So I want you guys to write down or type out and reflect on these questions. You can do it after the training, but I think these are important before you get started in this process. So what are you trying to achieve with your social media presence? What type of content will your target audience find valuable? Are you aiming to be primarily educational, inspirational, entertaining, or maybe a mix of all three, or maybe something else? So let's talk about brainstorming content that's totally on brand and consistent. Maybe some of you feel like you have limited time and you're running low on content ideas, which it seemed like a lot of people put in that chat at the beginning of the training. So I have a super easy way for you to brainstorm using a cool technique called content pillars. And basically this is a set of themes or topics, or I like to call them buckets, that you can use to create meaningful posts. So this technique is an amazing way to keep you organized, focused, and it also just simplifies the brainstorming process. Sometimes it can feel hard to know where to start, so using this method I think is going to be great for you guys. All right, so here are some content pillars. This is an example of 4, and you can customize them based off of your business goals, but these 4 pillars are a good place to start. When you have specific themes to work with like these, your brainstorming process becomes faster and more focused. So basically, you're going to brainstorm content that goes under each of these pillars for your unique business. And you can do this in Google Sheets, you can scribble it down on paper, really just anywhere where you can visualize and get creative. And then you can start slowly building up content to use, whether it's in the form of videos, images, graphics, blog posts, etc. So the 4 content pillars that I like to use and that are a good generic place to start is empathy. So this is the type of content that makes your audience feel valued and heard. Educational, so how-tos, tutorials, helpful content. Entertaining, So the relatable, funny stories, funny memes, stuff that just people would get a kick out of. And the personal pillar, which is behind the scenes, daily vlogs, and kind of your why and the reason that you're doing what you're doing. And to give you an example, so you kind of understand more, if I were to do ECDI's content pillars and do a brainstorming session, here's some ideas under each of those categories. So for example, if I wanted to do entertaining content for our target market, maybe I could make a TikTok that is funnier, like you're a small business owner when, and like have a series of funny things that happen to small business owners. Behind the scenes could be live videos at events that we're having so people can understand what's going on at ECDI. So it's just a fun way to give you a variety of content and also make sure you're focusing on your target market. And I'm also going to provide a PDF document that you can fill out online. You can print out just to get you started with these 4 specific pillars. And definitely remember that if one of these doesn't really work for your business or your audience, you can totally make up a new one or just pick which content pillars to use. Cool. So I hope everything's helping so far. Let's get into planning your content in batches. So the benefit of planning your content in batches is that you can focus on running your business and be confident that your social media is active in the background and you have everything all set up. So rather than scrambling to create content daily, which is overwhelming, set aside a dedicated time each week or month, whatever works for you, to create your content. So you can dive into content creation sprints where you brainstorm, write, record, or design multiple pieces all at once. And this is not only just a time saver, it gives you a steady stream of content for your audience. So to help kickstart your brainstorming even farther, I'm going to share a variety of content ideas that you can do. But don't overwhelm yourself. Just pick the ones that work well with your business. And also feel free to drop in the chat your favorite content ideas. No gatekeeping here. So some of my favorites are announcing a contest or giveaway because people love free stuff. And it's a great way to amp up your engagement with your followers and also get some new ones as well. And another one that I love is shining a spotlight on customer reviews and testimonials. Positive reviews can do wonders for your business and create a lot of trust within your brand. And when it comes to celebrating holidays, you don't have to wait around for the big ones. You can also celebrate fun, smaller holidays that relate to your business, such as International Coffee Day, National Pizza Day. And you can just hit up Google for a social media calendar on holidays and you'll be loaded with tons of cool ideas. And I'm also going to send a document with a bunch of ideas just so you don't feel like you're stuck and you have a place to start. All right, so now that we have the brainstorming process down, let's talk about building a content calendar. And what is a content calendar? It is a detailed overview of your upcoming social media posts organized by date and time. It can take the form of a document, spreadsheet, or interactive dashboard. So why use a content calendar? You're probably like, okay, the social media stuff already takes long enough. Why do I have to do all these extra steps? Well, it's actually excellent for brainstorming. So you might as well use one while you're doing all that brainstorming process that we talked about before. And you can time your content to important holidays and events. You can get super organized and save time. It helps you plan and schedule your posts in advance, which is kind of the goal of this training. You can share with others on your team. So if you have other people that are involved with your social media, or you just want to share with people that, are working at your small business, you can share this content calendar with them so they know what's coming up, and also they could help brainstorm other ideas. It also really helps reduce typos and helps you avoid mistakes. And I've totally learned from this, and I think it's super helpful just being prepared and having it done ahead of time. And it also eases the pressure of posting on the fly. So there isn't a right or wrong way to build your content calendar, just as long as it helps you plan and publish your content on time. And if you have a tight budget, I'm recommending these two awesome tools. First up, we have Google Sheets, which is a great starting point for creating your content calendar. It's free and all your work is stored in the cloud, and you've probably heard of it before. And then you could also use Airtable, which is my personal fave at ECDI. It's super user friendly and they have an amazing free template that'll get you set up super fast. So now just keep it simple as you dive into planning. Your content calendar should at least have what platform you're posting on. So if you're posting to TikTok, Instagram, it should have the date, a catchy caption, the status. So if you're still in the planning phase, if it's scheduled, or if it's in need of a review, and the visuals. So the graphic or the video. So get those basics down and then you'll be good to go. So here's an example. This is Airtable, and this is what I use at ECDI, an example of a social post that I have scheduled featuring a board member at ECDI. And hopefully you can see close enough, but it has the date and the time that it's going to be posted, the status. So it says live because I have it scheduled already. The social media owner. So if you're on a team, it's helpful to show like, okay, who wrote this post, who's handling it. And in this case, it's me. I'm the only one doing your socials, so it's just me. And copy, I have the caption, the image, and then also what channels it's on. And I'm definitely a visual learner, so I love having it in a calendar format where I can just visualize it. If you don't really feel like you need that extensive of a program, you can definitely use Google Sheets that also provides templates such as this one. So it just has the publish date, due date, owner, status, the title or topic. So if you don't really feel like you want to have the caption and graphic prepared, then this is probably a better option for you. The type of content and just any comments or notes at the end. Cool. So now we went over the brainstorming process, your content calendar. So just like getting all your brainstorming organized. So now we can talk about using content creation tools. So it's a very competitive market out there, as we all know. So making original content stands out so much more, and it's likely to bring you in more traffic. Content creation tools can be the key to your team creating original and creative content. These tools can also help you make the best of your advertising and any marketing expenses. It's going to help you save money in the long run, and there's also tons of free tools available. So using these tools can actually be cost effective. And I have a few logos of ones that I like over here in the corner. And to get into the specifics of these tools to explore, if you're looking to find trending topics, Google Trends shows you trending topics from Google Search, Google News, and YouTube. You'll get insights into what people are searching for and also interested in reading and watching. And then the scheduling and planning tools that I talked about before are Google Sheets and Airtable. Then for graphics and images, Canva, which we all know and love, is an online graphic design platform. It's user-friendly. Content creation tools can make beautiful design accessible, which is awesome. You can create blog images, social media videos, infographics, presentations, even PDF reports, and so much more. I love that they just have so many free templates available. It's definitely a time saver. And then getting into video, video creation tools, I would definitely recommend CapCut. And I personally use the mobile app on the regular. It's a great place for beginners to start. You have access to stickers, effects, filters, templates. It honestly reminds me of the video version of Canva. So if you like Canva, definitely check it out. And Adobe Premiere Rush is a video editing software for content creators who need just a simple and efficient solution. Rush is easy to use on mobile, giving it 1,000 bonus points for creators who need to be able to work from their phones. And then I know a lot of you are probably interested in AI. So ChatGTP is an AI chatbot that can help with many elements of the online creation process. You can ask it to come up with blog posts or blog ideas, write an article, or provide feedback on your own writing. But I do want to note, just be careful of how you use the results. It won't necessarily write in the best way for your audience, so just make sure you customize it and really look over what it's telling you. But I think when it comes to asking for ideas, this is an awesome resource to use. And also feel free to put in the chat, like if there's a free tool up here that you use on the regular and you don't see it, definitely put it in the chat because we're all helping each other out here. So my favorite tip that I want to share with you is to show your human side and be authentic on social media. Customers are not really interested in just the products or services your business offers. They really want to know the people behind the brand. So the accounts who show their human face and make the effort to connect with the audience tend to make a bigger impression. Customers are also more likely to recommend and share content from a business if they trust and have a personal connection with them. So some examples of ways you can do this, and it doesn't just have to be physically showing your face. It can just be being authentic. So you could feature your customers, day in the life at your business. Also respond promptly to comments, messages, and mentions. Share quotes that reflect you and your brand, and sharing your mission and truly what makes you unique. So at the bottom, I have a quote that says, "People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it." And I think this is so true. All right, so now creating engaging video content. As we all know, video marketing is where it's at. Videos are an opportunity to show your personality and make your account relatable and enjoyable. Specifically, short form videos are very popular. This is just a generic term for the easily digestible or snackable content that is everywhere on social media platforms today. So a few tips I have is to keep your videos short and sweet. So under 2 minutes is what is recommended, which sounds crazy, but if you look on TikTok or Instagram, it's all the short form video nowadays. And also make sure to tell a story. People connect emotionally with stories. Follow trends such as Instagram Reels, TikTok Duets, Facebook Live, and just try to stay updated on what people are doing and what's trending. And more websites are designed now with the mobile experience in mind, and video is no different. So start prioritizing vertical video, which is the 9:16 format. And many users also watch videos without sound, so especially on mobile devices. So including captions can make your content more accessible. And then always include a call to action. This is just a really good marketing tip in general, not just for videos and content creation. Definitely, you need to let your audience know what you want them to do after that post. So do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to leave a comment? Do you want them to book an appointment with you? Make sure you always have a call to action to get better results. And then also for videos, make sure to balance educational content with entertainment. No one is better than the other, but I think just balancing that out gives you a better variety. All right, so some more time-saving techniques. Social media scheduling, I absolutely love, and it's a tool or software that helps you schedule your social posts across multiple social media platforms and accounts. I was amazed when I learned that this was a thing. Way back, I was like, oh my gosh, this doesn't even seem real. But it definitely is a game changer. Just because social media is always on, it doesn't mean you have to be. So once you get the hang of these schedulers, it's a total game changer that will save you tons of time. And a quick tip that I have is that many social media platforms like Facebook, they do have their own built-in scheduling tools, but it's easier and more efficient to use a single scheduler. to batch schedule all your social posts. So how they generally work is you will first link your accounts to a scheduling tool, and I have some recommendations up next. And then you'll compose your social media content and choose which accounts you want to post to. Then you'll choose either schedule for later, or you can post it then through the scheduler, and then select your preferred time. And these platforms also provide many other benefits such as AI assistance, analytics, visual calendars, recommendations for the best time to schedule your posts, which is awesome. So we're all about working smarter and not harder, and social media scheduling is definitely something you should check out. So almost every single one of these have a free plan available, which is great. If you're on the go a lot, you might want to consider if they also have a mobile app available. The one that I personally use has an app, and I think it is definitely very beneficial. So to start off, Buffer is an all-you-need social media toolkit for small businesses. This user-friendly dashboard is super simple and straightforward, making it great for social media managers who just want to get in, schedule, and get out. They have a free plan available. And then CoSchedule is the best software for small businesses. So obviously had to recommend that one for you guys. Meta Business Suite is absolutely free, and you're already set up if you have a Facebook or Instagram account. So you can schedule content specifically on those two platforms. So if you're only using Facebook and Instagram, Meta Business Suite might be all that you need. Agorapulse is a best affordable all-in-one scheduler. And Meet Edgar, this one only has a free trial available, but I thought I would still throw this in here because a ton of people have raved about it. It's simple, easy to learn, and it helps freelancers, entrepreneurs, small businesses, and social media teams. And then Shopify Autopost, I'm curious if you guys have heard of this before. It's an easy way to use Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest auto posting, and it's going to auto post your Shopify products, which is awesome. And there's also a free plan available as well. Okay, so more time-saving techniques, since that's what we're all about here. So repurposing content, which might be another one of my favorite tips. Not everyone sees your content the first time that you post it, which means that you can reach more people by repurposing old content. So maybe it's a social post that performed really well. For example, maybe you want to turn a blog post that people loved into a series of different social media posts, graphics, short videos, or honestly, all of the above. So maybe some people have called it recycling your existing content, but it gives you the chance to turn one piece of content that you already created into many different formats. So at the end, if you have more questions about any of this stuff, like we can dive more into it. Templates, I think that's a great time-saving technique. Design templates for your social media posts using tools like Canva. And having pre-designed templates saves you time when creating visuals and also maintains a consistent brand identity. And then do more with less. So focus on the platforms that are generating meaningful results. If you're on Twitter, for example, and you're never getting any engagement, then maybe you don't need to be on there for your business. So your business type is going to determine what's the most suitable platform for you. Instead of downloading every single social media account, just focus on the ones that make sense for your audience. And I know you can look this up. And if you ever want to email me to reach out and ask what my recommendations are, I can definitely help out, but definitely do some research on what you think is the most suitable platform for your specific industry and type of business. Cool, we made it to the key points, which is awesome. I just want to go over everything we talked about today to give a little bit of a summary. So creating a regular schedule for content creation, whether it's on a weekly or monthly basis, just make this routine work specifically for you. Maintain authenticity and consistency in your approach. Use the content pillars method to generate content that resonates with your target audience. And organize your posting strategy with a content calendar and use those scheduling tools to plan and automate posts in advance. Don't forget that we're all about working smarter, not harder. And remember that while social media might be constantly active and always on, you don't need to be. This is why it's important to be a strategic planner and efficient while managing your online presence. Cool. So thank you. That was all my content. Hopefully that just helped you walk through a process that you can incorporate in your business. And whether or not you want to use all of it, just trying at least one of these steps or one of these pieces of advice, hopefully will get you ahead of the game and give you tons of new content ideas. And I'm definitely curious, since I can't see the chat, what questions everyone has. So honestly, if we just want to open it up to an open discussion, let's get started.
There are some questions in the chat. One of them that says, do you have ideas on best times and days to post?
So I will literally just Google best times and day to post on Facebook, for example, or best times and day to post for TikTok. And then I make a note of that. I just write that down and try to get on a schedule. But it's important that you evaluate that and look at, well, maybe that works for someone else, or Google is telling me to do that, but your audience is different from other people. So I think just going to Google, looking up that time, and then just evaluating and see if that's working for your audience. There's no exact time or day that works for everyone. Yolanda said, people should study your own analytics to see when people that engage and follow you are on your hubs looking at the content you share. Exactly. I do know there are some ways that you can get analytics specifically through the Meta Business Suite, and it'll tell you what time of day they're on. So I think that could also be something interesting you could do if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of analytics. So someone said, can you elaborate more on recycling content? I definitely feel very passionate about this because sometimes it does feel like you spend all this time brainstorming, creating content, and then maybe it didn't get that many likes or views, and then you feel like you wasted some time. So I think just if you spent time making a video about a topic, thinking about other ways you can incorporate that on other platforms. So I think that would be the first step. Or you can look at your best performing posts and then turn that into other content as well. I love how passionate everyone is about this in the comments. There's so much to talk about. And also I know AI is like the hot trend right now and stuff, but I do truly feel like you can come up with all this without AI. I think if you feel stuck, AI is a great tool to have and use, and I do personally use it. But I also think just making sure you're really thinking about your business goals and who your target market is the most important part. Anna said, something that I wanted to mention that has helped me with content creation is the 3 effect. So you have a message you are posting content about. So post it in 3 different ways, such as a reel, graphic, B-roll. That also helps get your message out there in different ways. That is a great tip. And that is exactly repurposing content. And she said B-roll is a short video. For example, a short video of the ocean for a couple seconds and has a message on the video. Oh, cool. Corey said, what social media platforms would you say are the best for a commercial photographer just starting out outside of Facebook and Instagram? Do you need to use TikTok or Pinterest? I definitely relate to this because I love doing photography. I mean, Instagram is definitely the best because it's the most visual platform, and that's what people are looking for on there. Make sure that you're using hashtags because that actually is a great way for people to find photographers. And same with Facebook. I would also recommend joining some Facebook groups in your area for photography. You can just get advice and potentially just new opportunities through there. I think that TikTok would be good for photography. You could do posts when you're at your photo shoots and just kind of like behind the scenes. Maybe you have a friend tag along and take videos of what you're doing. I think that would just give you more of that professional look, even though you're just starting out. And you could post those on Instagram Reels as well. And yes, the recording will be emailed out. Naomi said, I have a commercial cleaning company, business to business. So I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook business. That's awesome. What content do you think would be best for LinkedIn? So I feel like I post similar content to Facebook and LinkedIn. I just try to make the LinkedIn messaging more professional, a little more serious. I think that is just the vibe of LinkedIn, which sometimes isn't the most fun. But LinkedIn actually has some really good paid ads that you can do, which is cool. You can target specific industries, you can target people's job titles. So maybe try out honestly using paid ads on LinkedIn so you can make sure that you're reaching the exact people that you need. Ooh, I love this. Someone said for hashtags, I created a Word document of hashtags to use for different kinds of posts. That's probably a great time-saving technique. Yeah, I remember I did that when I was starting out as well. And if you really are into using hashtags, it's sometimes takes a while to think of what to do each time. So yeah, if you can just make a Word document of hashtags that are relevant, um, I think that would save you a lot of time. So you can copy and paste it. I've also seen there's a rule for hashtags where like there's 3 different categories you should use. Hashtags for your niche that you're in, hashtags for the topic of the video, and hashtags for the target market you're trying to reach, or I think just what your company does in general. So using that also, it kind of reminds me of the content pillars, but I think that's a good rule of thumb for hashtags. LinkedIn likes when you post from a position of an industry expert and thought leader. Repost content. So true. Tag people in your industry. Comment on people's posts. It puts more eyes on your content and serves as a form of low friction networking. That's a really good point. As a clinical mental health counselor, what social media platforms would you recommend? I think Facebook and Instagram for any business is great. You could definitely share a lot of awesome resources and advice for mental health on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can link to it in your bio. Um, I think LinkedIn would probably be good as well since you're a counselor. Yep, someone just said Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn if you're hiring. Oh, someone said, Leah, this has been the best presentation on the subject matter. Great resources. Thanks. Thank you guys. And please, please, please email me if you have any specific questions. I feel very passionate about this and I love doing it and I do it on the regular. So I'm totally a resource that you can use. Oh, great question. Do you think it's worth hiring someone to handle your social media platforms? So I would definitely say yes. Like I was saying, I've been running basically 10 social media platforms since I started here, and it's totally doable yourself. I just think if you want to take some of that off your plate, you're busy, you're a business owner. Um, I think if you have this initial process that I talked about today down, then you could easily incorporate hiring someone into it. Like even if they're the people that you give them the content idea, since you know your business best, and then they take it and they're the ones to make the content, that would save you so much time. So definitely consider looking at people that maybe are in college still or just graduated and want some more opportunities and experience. I don't think it hurts to hire someone even maybe you know and see if anyone wants to help out with a part of that social media process. Someone said, if you are hiring, you need to know how to do the job though, so you have expectations set for the new hire. Totally agree. I think that's why it would be cool if you could personally get down your content creation routine and then bring someone in and be like, hey, this is exactly what you're doing. And there's a process, it's organized. If they're making the ideas on your content calendar, you can go in and approve them. So I think that would be a great opportunity.
So I joined late also, and I hope I didn't miss this, but I
Mhm.
haven't looked at social media for a few years, but the rule
Yeah.
was back a few years ago to post every day. So you helped the algorithms and helped yourself be
Mhm.
seen. Do you think that's still true?
I think as long as you're posting consistently, that helps with the algorithm. I totally have done research before and looked at the algorithm specifics, and I just don't know if every single day honestly is the best. I think for certain social media platforms such as Instagram, if you're posting on stories, that's great. But I think just every platform differs. I think that if you're posting every single day on every single platform, you're honestly just spamming your followers, and I try to stay away from that. But maybe if you're starting out and you're new, posting more often like that is actually good so that you have the chance to reach more new followers. Kind of see what results you're getting if you're posting every day, and if it's you feel like you're spamming people, then I would just focus on being consistent rather than doing it every single day.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah, and being consistent can literally be once a week, every 2 weeks. Not every single platform, has to be an everyday thing. And it's just not sustainable sometimes. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for listening. I really appreciate all the comments and the engagement. And I would love if you reached out and asked any other questions if I didn't get to you today. And we're going to be sending some other materials out with the recording as well. So I hope that helps.